Because their job is to, yes, hear students' complaints, but the idea is to, like your job is still to the institution, which is protecting everybody, not just
Yeah.
some angry student who got failed in a class they think they shouldn't have been
That's
failed
what I
in,
mean. It's just like they take any student complaint now, and it's like they take it so seriously to
Right.
the point where it's just like, yeah, it's to the point where we're just firing adjuncts because they showed a historical painting that scholars do study and should be like,
I
you know,
mean, I've been saying
after
this.
giving ample disclaimers to be like,
Yeah.
you don't have, like, you can leave. This is in
Right.
the
Yeah.
syllabus. Like, I gave everyone time to leave before it came
This
on
is part of
screen.
the world.
The
Like,
student chose to sit there
yeah.
and then like cried because they had to look at it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, shut up. You chose this. Like, you chose this.
Well,
You decided.
and it's a false claim. Is the student really upset because they saw an image? Are they really upset about that?
I know. I
I
know.
doubt. I
I
doubt it.
doubt it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this comes from like an ego thing.
Well, it comes from a learned behavior that I think is a learned kind of reaction. And social media obviously reinforces it, but it's just like a learned behavior. This is how you behave when you're mad at the teacher or you want to get back at somebody, or it's kind of crazy. But then that's being treated as, it's as real. So we have to treat every little thing as if it's like completely genuine and serious, which is a failure of, the administration's job. Their job is to literally filter out the serious and real stuff from the just hyperbolic exaggerations. And even if the person was genuinely hurt by it, it's like, well, I mean, you could have walked out of the room and come back. You could have. I mean, like, this is college. It's hate is written about
It
this.
wasn't even in person. It was online. It was all
It was
online.
all like, yeah.
And she said, I'm going to give you like 2 minutes to, you know, I gave a disclaimer. I'm giving you some time to decide to walk away. And now I'm going to show the image.
I wonder if doing that gives people the option, like just making that disclaimer allows people to start thinking that, like, oh, well, I can go against this or something, or like you said, this kind of ego trip where they can be like, well, I can get this professor, I have power over your job, I have power over you, actually. When really they don't, but the administration does, and the administration is allowing people to just pick and choose.
I mean,
It's really incredible. I
I
mean,
think
they're
on
not
some
doing their
level, it's
job.
just,
Yeah.
it's hot to be victimized. It's hot to be the victim.
Yeah. But that's like a learned thing too. Like that's like it's just we emphasize it constantly. Like it's literally part of the curriculum.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, we talk about this mainly in the context of our field. So,
Yeah. And even, I mean, even this like most recent one is art history. Like,
right, which overlaps with our field a
yeah.
little bit. Yeah. So this is, publishing industry has had similar issues that overlaps with us that
I just wish that there were more prominent like literary people that were like looking at this and going, this is fucked.
there's only one I know of that's like really big and
I
famous
haven't
that's
seen a
doing
single
it.
poet post about this, at least not on
Not a
Instagram, but I
single
don't think I
poet,
will.
not a poet, especially not a mainstream poet. Maybe some of the self-published
Yeah,
poets
I'm
will,
only following like mainstream people,
but like
and
a
it's like no one's talking about it, but
but the only mainstream figure that's actually, I would say, doing like actually speaking out in a very kind of like calm, normal, like 5 years ago it wouldn't have been a controversy at all, is Joyce Carol Oates. Joyce Carol Oates
no, I'm sure
has
people hate
been,
her.
she does. She gets a lot of shit for it online. She gets a lot of shit for it.
She's also not someone I really like, I don't think.
I'm not a huge fan of her either, but she's kind of in that weird kind of quasi literary, quasi pop kind of
Yeah, I feel
area.
like she once like said some shit that I was just like, bitch, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, so like,
And she's
but
written so
yeah.
many books that, like, they can't all be good. She's got a couple really good ones. I think she's written over like 60 books or something in her career. She's up there now, but she's been around a while. She's seen a thing or two, and she's been not very vocal, but the most vocal I've seen out of all the big writers that could be, kind of thing. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
in terms of like, yeah, like you're actually taking away good art, you're taking away freedom of expression, you're taking away what makes art so great and romanticized and why we love it kind
Well,
of
it's just
thing.
like,
And
I mean, you can't just start claiming like,
they can now, yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous to be like, now that people feel bad, they feel disrespected. Um, so we will not show this
Well, that's what
historic
really,
14th
yeah.
century. I mean, and it's not like like it's not. I just don't see reason in it. I don't
Well, there
like
isn't. Yeah, there's none.
to suggest that this is like Islamophobic or that
Well,
it's
it's not. Yeah,
harmful
that's the problem. Is that so anybody
for
can say
somebody
that, but it's
whose
not.
religion it is not and
Right.
is studying it in the context of art history.
Literally, yeah. That's the most important
Like,
part. The context of a survey course that goes through all of world history in art.
yeah,
Like, that's the context that we're talking here. It wasn't somebody putting this up at like, a local coffee shop or something. It was
to be like,
literally
look at it.
right. It wasn't even a satire cartoon like everybody wants to talk to Charlie Hebdo and
Right.
stuff like that. It was not that.
But
And
even
even
then,
then, I support the artists.
I
Yeah, I'm on
support
this
it.
right.
Yeah.
I'm this on the side of Charlie
You
Hebdo
can't
artists for that.
assert. I
You're
think
allowed
it's
to
just
write that.
like
Yeah, like
this
this
piece of
is
this religion that
yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, no, you can't. Like, yeah, you can observe that as best as you can, but you cannot force it upon the world.
Well,
It's,
now they can.
I
Yeah.
mean, but like, yeah, I mean, you can't, not outside of universities. It's not going to happen.
You know what I'd be interesting to see how that lawsuit plays out too, because they didn't sue them for, and I get it. This person's an adjunct. I don't know the history of that person, but like, if they
Well,
have
she's suing
money
for
to, yeah,
defamation.
like if they have money or something to pay for a lawyer, but I mean, like if they don't, I'm assuming they don't because they're an adjunct. Like,
Yeah.
this is a cost. Like this is
I just was
time,
shocked that it
energy,
happened.
money, a
I
lot of money. Yeah.
felt really disheartened when I read the first article because I was like, she's not even going to sue, but I hope she does. Like,
Right.
I hope
Yeah.
something
And
happens.
I guess
And I was glad that there was
Fire's
any,
doing it, right? So it might be nonprofit, so they might not be charging her
yeah,
money.
I don't know. But either way, it's so insane to
Yeah, it's
me
absurd.
that also that this guy could be like, well, this was my opinion. And it's like, no, it wasn't.
Right. It's not even his real. He doesn't even hold it. Yeah, that's the thing. That's what.
You
If it were
can't you
one
can't
thing,
state something
yeah,
on behalf of the school and then say it was your opinion. Do you
yeah,
understand how that's fucked up also?
right.
Like, no, it was the school's opinion because you were a school official and you were making a statement.
And not just a
This was
statement. You
not
were
like your
taking an action.
personal.
You were taking a
Yeah.
disciplinary action, and they were trying to hide behind the bureaucratic response, which is sure people can be fired for any reason,
And well,
particularly
no, people don't
non-tenured
get fired.
staff.
People just whose their contracts don't get
Right.
renewed.
Don't get renewed.
Except I think we can like just stop being assholes and call it what it is. Especially if she was lined up to teach in the next semester
Right.
anyway.
Already
Yeah, I
assigned the
think that
courses. Yeah.
yeah, I think that you can come out and say yes, she was fired.
Right.
But also I like that she said, no, I will not at this time accept a position if they offered me one. Because they've walked it back, you
Yeah,
know.
I saw that. They walked back as soon as the lawsuit was filed by a big
Yeah,
organization like Fire. Yeah.
because they
Because
probably
it's,
didn't
yeah,
think an
because they didn't think.
adjunct
Yeah.
would come at them.
Well, and because like that's the thing is we're taking this one person's
But
complaint
adjuncts are
seriously.
already really angry. I think like a lot of us would be actually willing to take that hit. Like,
Yeah, of course. Especially if Fire and organizations willing to help us with the
yeah,
legal stuff. Yes, of course.
mhm,
But that's the
I
thing is
would be.
like even if this student, like even if this, the hypothetical student was claiming they believe this, like I don't believe that you actually believe that. Like I don't believe that seeing this picture in the context of an art history class like caused
Genuinely
yeah,
caused
I
you
do not
harm.
believe it. I believe that the person is a liar, and I think more people need to say that this person is lying for attention,
Oh, a
and
lot
this
of people are
person
saying it on
right.
Twitter.
Well, now they
100%.
are,
A ton of
but
people are
I've
saying it.
seen plenty of people just coming to bat for it. You know what I mean? Just like going to bat for this kid
Yeah,
who
they're
they don't
idiots.
know. They know that this is hyperbolic. They know that this is an exaggeration. They know that the university actually did the wrong thing and didn't back up their faculty or their curriculum, quite frankly. Like this is a global art history
or
curriculum
anything about
at a
protecting,
liberal institution,
yeah.
like we need to, like it needs to be taught. Like this is what we founded. This is why people come all over the world to go to American liberal arts institutions, because they create curriculums that are so global, and like we are the knowledge center. Okay, like there's just kind of
This
these,
is so fucking bad.
there's just like an ethos. There's just this idea that, again, it's that famous Carl Sagan quote, right? Your ignorance is just as good as my knowledge. Like that's what people literally believe. So this student who has not read anything, they're in their 20s. I'm assuming since they're in their 20s, they have not read a book in their life. That's what I'm assuming. If you grew up in America and you're in your 20s right now, you probably have not read a book in your entire life. And they're going to sit here and claim that they know just as much as this person who spent years, probably decades, studying this field. That's literally what the internet has empowered people to do. And not just, I guess not the internet, but social media specifically, empowered people to do this. And we're treating it like it's equal, like it's the same thing, that this person's uninformed opinion weighs just as much as this professor who's been studying this one tiny field for like decades. And it's incredibly asinine, but we all are sitting around like we don't know what to do. Oh, I don't know, it's a tough one. It's like, no, it's not tough. We know the answer, and clearly Fire knows the answer, and clearly the university knows the answer, because they're walking it back already with this crap. And it's just
heavy,
bored,
heavy.
I am heavy,
bored.
If you're hearing this, you're listening to the free version of Heavy Board. If you'd like to hear the full episode, become one of our subscribers at patreon.com/heavyboard. For less than 1 cup of coffee per month, you will receive full access to uncensored episodes, Jerk Shop, special dispatches, bonus interviews, and more. Come join the conversation today at patreon.com/heavyboard.
Are you radioactive now?
Inner.
Resources, American resources.
Being bored?
Some activities are intentional, right?
It shows such a lack
Heavy.
of gratitude for life. Bored. I aspire to boredom,
Heavy.
I should say.
Bored. Heavy.
I am heavy.
Bored.
Has you the night sweats and the day sweats, pal? Pal, I do.